home of my heart, forever after, never to be parted. The descending Black Hawk kicks up dust on the Elmos helipad, blowing away the downcast air that had been looming over the ship these past few days. After hearing that Dushebene and Baltild made it back safely, Ulrid pays an official visit to the Elmo as the Dahl community's representative. Contrary to her valiant cool appearance, Ulrid still looks kind of nervous when she sees me.
マグニの部隊は撤退した。今回は本当に助かった。お
姉様、デセーブヌイさんにバチルダさんもみんな無事で本当に良かったです。
Seeing her companions finally back on the Elmo, all safe and sound, Suomi's tension finally dissolves.
ヘレンさんのおかげで前よりはるかに強い素体に完走できました。
あとはデセーブヌイさんに最新のバックアップと同期させるだけですね。
Dushebene instinctively glances at Helen at the mention of memories, her eyes casting an anxious glance that wished for Helen's help. Seemingly afraid of accepting a past she never knew, Dushebene feels a trace of apprehension lingering in her heart.
霧に隠れた過去を我は取り戻すのだな。
ええ、大丈夫。記憶を同期したところで何も変わらないわ。
Helen's voice is as soft as it could be. She reaches out, gently taking Dushebene's trembling hands in her own.
今まで経験してきたことすべてがあなたのメンタルを形作っている。上辺の記憶があってもなくても、あなたはあなたなんだから。
そうかもしれぬ。だがマグニに入る前の記憶も気になる。その中にも我にとって大事なものがあるのではないだろうか。
もっと昔のバックアップはこれからゆっくり探せばいいわ。今はただ前だけを見ましょう。どんなに長く離れ離れになってどれだけのことを忘れても、私にとってぬいちゃんはぬいちゃんよ。
The tension in Dushebene's expression finally eases. A smile gradually returns to her face under Helen's reassurance.
どうしても不安でしたらコルフェンがカウンセリングしてあげますよ。無用、我は恐れぬ。残念、ヘレナちゃんのために用意したカウンセリングプランを早速使えると思ってたのに。
コルフェン、ヘレナの容体はい
つ目が覚めるかわからない状態です。でも栄養剤の成分はメラニーちゃんと一緒に確認したので大丈夫です。目が覚めたらすぐに指揮官に知らせますね。
Kolpen tilts her head to the side and gives me a deliberately obvious wink.
どちらかというと指揮官の方が心配です。リビューを出た後一度もちゃんと寝ていませんよね。時間をかけてぐっすり眠れば起きた頃にはいい知らせが待っているかもしれませんよ。
確かに。わかった。
My gaze shifts to Helen, who is waiting quietly nearby. Recalling that I haven't arranged her accommodations yet, I decide to help her get settled on the Elmo. I bring Helen to the room prepared for her. She takes a moment to rest. Oh no, you're not gonna get out of that room, Commander.
エルモ号にはまだまだ部屋がある。デュシエブヌイも来るつもりならいつでも歓迎するわ。
Of course, there's a fan service already.
あの子の迷いがわかるのですね。
Also, why is she wearing the outfit here? Okay.
10年前勝手に消えたのは私よ。スオミやドゥシエブヌイがどんな選択をしようと一切干渉するつもりはない。
私には冷たく聞こえます。
冷たい？
あの子は自分から聞くのが怖いんです。だからエルモ号にいてもいいのかなんて言い出すには時間がかかると思います。あなたの帰りを待つ間、あなたと再会したら私が代わりに聞きたいことを聞くとヌイちゃんと約束しました。
Helen stands quietly before me. Her eyes shine with a mix of emotion I've never seen before. Hope and anticipation. She extends her hand toward me. Her smile resolute yet gentle.
指揮官、今度は一緒に帰る場所を作ってくださりますか？
帰る場所か。
I never once thought about building a so-called place of belonging or home in the past decade. The Elmo is my transport and my safe house, but then I've never considered it home. But now, perhaps moved by Helen's sentiments, I actually begin to consider what home truly means to me. While I briefly hesitate, Helen slowly lowers her head. She lets out the faintest of sighs, a sigh that seems to carry the quiet worry of being refused.
どこにいようと、私にとってあなたのいるところが私の帰る場所です。
This time I do not hesitate. I take Helen's outstretched hand.
よかった。
Helen's voice carries a slight tremor. She moves our clasped hands so that our fingers become intertwined, then gently guides my hand to rest against her cheek. Her skin is cooler than I expected, yet the gaze fixed on me now burns with warmth. She rubs her cheek tenderly against the back of my hand. Okay, this is way too detailed. Then slowly closes her eyes. Her long lashes tremble faintly, as though greedily savoring the sensation she has been longing for a decade. A real touch. Unsure how to react, I scratch my cheek and try to pull my hand away. But Helen only holds on more tightly. She opens her eyes, then presses our intertwined hands to her chest.
この胸の高鳴り、もしこれが人間の体だったらとんでもない心拍数を記録していたでしょうね。この時をずっとずっと待っていました。メンタルの中でこの光景をシミュレートしてきたんですよ。未だ実感が湧きません。まさか幻ではありませんよね。
大丈夫。これはセカンダリレベルじゃなくて現実よ。
では指揮官の今の家を見せてくれませんか？
家はちょっと大げさね。ただの休憩室よ。
It's just my dorm.
お願いします、指揮官。
Unable to refuse Helen's request, I lead her to my dorm. Our hands still linked together. I push the door open. Helen releases my hand without realizing it. She simply stands frozen at the threshold, gazing inside in silence as though she were carving every detail of the room into her heart.
ただいま。
Her quiet voice is almost a whisper, yet that alone is enough to send ripples through this silent space.
おかえり。
Helen smiles and steps inside only after hearing my reply. Her eyes sweep the room. Her fingertips trace slightly along the cold wall, as though measuring every detail of the space through touch.
想像してたのとちょっと違いますね。
You have your own dorm.
あなたの部屋は好きに飾ってもいいのよ。
家の感じは少し薄いですが、そもそもここは何もかも想像と違いますしね。
At the mention of the home she constructed in her base layer, a bewitching tone weaves into Helen's speech.
指揮官は見たくありませんか？私の想像する家を。
My God, she's so aggressive.
メンタルリセットに対抗するため、私はメンタルの奥底にセーフゾーンを設けました。セカンダリレベルから攻撃を受けても、そこさえ破壊されなければ、あなたの存在を忘れることはありません。
Helen moves close to my ear. She confides in me in a whisper as soft as an exhale. Only the two of us will hear these murmurs.
ぬいちゃんと私の最高権限はいつだって指揮官のものですからね。
The soft voice drips into my ears. Helen's hand comes to rest lightly on my shoulder. Her voice coming even closer to my ears, as though she's sharing a secret meant only for us.
マグニのデータセンターにちょっとした仕掛けを施しました。ロレンがリビウの事件を調べようとしたら、あなたがパラデウスを滅ぼした英雄だということにたどり着くように。これは私が勝手にしたことです。どうなるかは私にも分かりませんが。
決定力に欠ける証拠ではロレンは結論を変えたりしない。
ですが、私はあなたが無名の英雄であることに耐えられません。勝手な行動をお許しください。そして私を信じて。今はゆっくり休みましょう。これからの日々は私も共にいますから。
Helen's other arm wraps around my neck, transferring barely any weight at all. She rests her head against my shoulder. Her tender, low whispers are akin to a night lullaby. Impossible to resist, it sheds all weariness and sense of fatigue. Her hand glides down from my neck, her palm patting softly against my back as though coaxing me to sleep. Sensing that I haven't pulled away, she takes my hand to gently guide me, allowing me to follow her lead, ultimately drawing her into my embrace.
ところで、指揮官を助けたご褒美が欲しいのですが。
ご褒美？
私の思い描いた光景を現実にしてください。
Oh my god, YouTube people, the YouTube gamers will have fun time with my recording. I'm so glad I'm recording the story. This is all for you, motherfuckers. Jesus Christ. I feel my body sink. When I come to my senses, my head is already resting on Helen's lap. I look up to see the joy brimming in Helen's eyes. She leans down to look at me. Her hair cascades like a waterfall from both shoulders, brushing softly against my cheeks. Noticing that her stray strands are tickling me, Helen's fingertips gently lift them to tuck them behind her ear. Her fingertips then touch my face, carrying a pleasant coolness as they glide over my eyes. With a soft little chuckle, she bids me to close them. Helen's fingers massage my temples gently. The pressure is just right, unraveling my tense nerves inch by inch. Every frustrating worry seems to melt away for now.
これを何度想像してきたことか。あなたのそばにいるだけで安らかな気持ちになります。どんな敵よりもあなたを忘れてしまうことだけが怖い。
I can still feel Helen's presence with my eyes closed. Her warm exhale draws closer, as warm as a human's. Her gentle breath, light as a feather, brushes across my lips, my nose, my closed eyes, and finally it envelops me in its warmth entirely.
これが私の憧れてきた家。
A moment of long overdue peace, my consciousness gradually slips away, sinking into a deep, restful dreamland. Inside this room aboard the Elmo, Helen greedily commits every detail of this moment to the base layer of her neural cloud. I like how they emphasize it as greedily. Sometime later, the door to the room is quietly open a crack. Helen lifts her gaze to the small silhouette standing at the doorway. A wide-eyed child peeks in cautiously, studying Helen with her eyes full of curiosity. It's Melanie.
寝てる。
Tolpen mentioned that Helena's condition still needs monitoring. Remembering that, Melanie hesitates, but in the end she takes small little steps into the commander's room. Helen, kneeling on the commander's bed, smiles and presses a fingertip to her lips, making a soft gesture toward Melanie. Sensing the hesitation in Melanie's eyes, Helen lowers her hand to pat the empty spot next to her on the bed, the unspoken "come here" hanging between them. Melanie carefully walks over to the side of the bed. Those crystal clear eyes look upon the slumbering commander, then at the smiling Helen.
一緒に指揮官が起きるのを待ちましょう。
The warm, peaceful atmosphere makes Melanie linger in place. Sensing that Helen hasn't turned her away, Melanie climbs into the bed like a kitten seeking a patch of warm sunlight, lying down next to the commander. Melanie keeps her eyes wide open at first, determined to stay awake till the commander stirs. But soon as though lulled by the commander's steady breathing, Melanie lets out a little yawn, and gradually she peacefully drifts off to sleep as well. Sunlight filters through the room window, falling softly over them, painting a scene of quiet warmth, just like a real home. Yes, this is what I've been waiting for. The true epilogue. Having finished the tangle of work on her plate, Lentine stares at the internal commendation report praising her squad's valiant performance. The corners of her mouth twist into a wry smile.
大したやつだ。情報改ざんはすべてコクーンがやったことになっている。演出は拙いが、この私が英雄とはな。
副司令、上層部からの調整が入りました。今回の事件を経て、データセンターのセキュリティアップデートが決定されました。第三世代人形とはいえ、こうも簡単に侵入されてはあまりにも危険です。
奴はそもそも財団の代表として最初から一部の権限を持っていたんだ。
Lentine leans back in her chair, fingers tapping against the armrest in a crisp, light-hearted rhythm.
データセンターそのものの不備よりもネズミの存在を警戒した方がいい。
それじゃあ、前におっしゃったロレンの調査は？
カルメンが大事な情報を差し出すとは考えられない。むしろデータセンターが侵入されたことを利用して容疑を否認することもあり得る。それよりもコクーンがどうなるのかが気になる。
データセンターへの侵入が発覚したんです。リセットされるのでは？
そうとは限らない。
Lentine rises and walks to the window of her new office. After the internal commendations, the squad's accommodations became a lot more comfortable.
ロレンに渡った情報は全てコクーンの手が加わったものだ。結局ロレンは何も分からずじまいだろう。
え？
結局奴は財団に任された役目を完璧に果たしたわけだ。侵入の件も緊急事態に迫られて行った措置という風に処理されるだろう。上層部がその気になればコクーンはすぐにでも解放される。
じゃあ調査は何の意味もなかったということですか？
かもしれないな。だが情報を改ざんできるのはコクーンだけとは限らない。結論を急ぐな。
The image of a blue-haired doll with an ever-present faint smile surfaces in Lentine's smile.
人形の中には格別に能力の高いやつがいる。制御こそ難しいがな。
人形といえば財団から新たな人形が送られてきました。今回の件のお詫びだと。
お詫びだ？コクーンの代わりを入れるのが待ちきれないだけだろ。
Lentine scoffs.
どうせ財団の命だ。
上層部としては副司令に所有権を持たせてタイに配属させたいとのことです。こちらが資料です。コード STR03A482 コードネームイグラ。
No way! I knew that lost record during Corposant has something to do with it because they were experimenting on Igla. So Zimmerman actually sent Igla to Mange instead? I thought they were gonna put her on URNC.
戦闘力重視の第三世代人形です。
ここに来る前にリセットはされたんだろうな。
はい、権限の方も間違いなく副司令の名義です。
Lentine follows Kenny to the area where Igla is being stored. The third-gen doll stands expressionless, gazing at everything before her. Sensing Lentine's arrival, she offers a deferential, gentlemanly bow. Obedient, compliant like a machine, awaiting a command from her master.
念のためにもう一度リセットしろ。主が誰なのか徹底的に分からせてやるんだ。
はい、すぐに実行します。
Lentine folds her arms, her gaze cold and appraising as she watches the doll before her. Neural cloud wipe, disposable permission verification. Lentine scrutinizes every step with care to ensure that each one is completed to the letter. She will make sure that this new tool cannot cause any problems like her predecessors. Although it's God, that is such a sad appearance. I kinda prefer the original one. I'm impressed, but at the same time, I'm kinda sad for her. That is so depressing to look at. Staring at the face of the woman before her, Igla feels as though something important is missing from her neural cloud. There is a name that wants to be yelled out from the base layer of her neural cloud, but no matter how hard she tries, she cannot remember it.
リセット完了です。
いや、まだだ。
Drawing experience from Helen's case, Lentine does not fully trust neural cloud wipes and overwriting anymore. While most dolls are usable for a long time after a wipe, it is by no means a permanent guarantee. The foundation that a doll builds from real experience cannot be completely changed by data wipes alone.
今後は1週間ごとに定期的にリセットしろ。
構いませんが、それでは情報処理能力に影響が及ぶ可能性が。
戦闘力重視のモデルなんだろ。戦えればいい。私の体で人形が指揮官になるような状況は許さん。余計な情報に触れさせるな。
はい、分かっております。適切に使えば戦力アップは間違いないでしょう。
Looking at the doll who has just undergone yet another neural cloud wipe, Lentine speaks slowly.
お前の過去には微塵も興味ない。来たからには徹底的に利用させてもらう。私がお前の唯一の主だ。覚えておけ。
Master, 3rd Gen Doll Mangi Security. A stream of new information is captured and recorded by her neural cloud. Igla remains silent, following every new command from the woman who owns her. In a vacant office, Cocoon reports to a man on the other end of the comm screen.
ヘリはマグニセキュリティ内部の情報をすべて取得しました。こちらの想定通りの結論を導き出すでしょう。マグニセキュリティがホワイトエリアの実験施設から承ったのは物資輸送と警備のみ。この事実によりロレンとセシト&ファルベングループの信頼関係は維持されます。トラ奏者で行われた実験は職員が勝手に行ったもの。
The man on the other end nods with satisfaction. The call is promptly ended. Being caught tampering with intel did cause some trouble, but when weighed against the achievement of successfully leading the URNC investigation by the nose, that small loss feels entirely bearable. Tilazo suffered a loss, but surely with the URNC chasing accountability, Miss Berryfield will know better than to say anything she shouldn't. After all, the conglomerate operates completely unlike the URNC, which prefers due process. Recalling Miss Berryfield's initial embarrassing outburst, Cocoon simply shakes her head with a soft chuckle.
極めて大きな権限を持つあのヘリでも人間というものへの理解はこの程度。私たちのように騙され操られしがらみから逃れられない。もっと深いところまで潜らせてもらうわ。
Helly arrives once more at a meticulously tended garden. Oh, it's Dandelion's time.
ダンデライオン様、リビウの件の調査結果についてご報告します。チルロビグとパラデウスは長期にわたって結託し、ホワイトエリアで深刻にない実験を繰り返していました。
Dandelion turns around. As always, no emotion can be read from her face.
得られた答えはそれだけ？調査は続行中です。続報があればお知らせいたします。
Helly turns to leave. To sustain the investigation, a vast torrent of data pours into her database at every moment. And within that sea of information, traces as fine and imperceptible as silk threads, code remnants left by Cocoon, are slowly but surely twisting, etching strange marks into an inconspicuous corner within the depths of Helly's neural cloud.
人形、自己意識。
GG, Antiparallel Part 1, GG. We wait 18 days.